Huh? Well, hey guys, welcome to the CO visit. Colin here. I don't have any trusty coffee right at the minute, but yep. Well, you might be asking, just what in the Sam Hill is Colin doing there? Well, did you guys watch the Super Bowl? Active witnesses out there, my friends, brothers, sisters. I'm sure you watched the Super Bowl. Everybody watches the Super Bowl, right? Except this guy. I didn't watch it. And now I wished I would have. In the moment when it was live. I really wished I would have because I missed it. Yeah, I missed it. And you know what? I'd really love to hear what your thought process is. How you see what your sister was involved in with the halftime show. You saw that with Sister Serena? I mean, there's so many things here, guys. There's so many things here. I didn't see it, but this morning, I just became aware of all of this. I'll give credit where credit's due. I was watching Stacy's podcast, and then I was getting ready in the morning for my therapy appointment, and had to go to the hospital and then go to the bank and do some other stuff. And I was shaving a little bit, touching up my beard. And when Stacy said that Serena comes out during the halftime show and starts crip walking, I just burst out laughing. Now, evidently, Stacy had to do some research that I didn't. Okay, if you know, you know. So my active witness friends out there, okay. Because when you bring up stuff like this, they kind of just freeze up. You hear that Windows fatal error sound, right? And then you can justify this and look at it from any angle you want. Personally, obviously, guys, I don't care. Okay? I don't care. I don't care if you want to be on the Super Bowl halftime show, if you want to crip walk. That's why I wore my blue hat today, okay? It doesn't matter to me. But from the optic of a witness and the experiences that I had growing up, for example, when I got raked over the coals and I got in trouble in my congregation when I used to play bagpipes when I was in high school, and I got invited to the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. Day celebration, and I opened the program by playing Amazing Grace. The whole gym was dark. They turned the lights out except for a spotlight on me. And it was a great thing. But I got in trouble because of that for playing a religious song that glorifies Jesus. That's what I got in trouble for, because if you're a witness, you do not play religious music from other churches. Much less being on national TV and crip walking. What do the elders have to say about that? What does the governing body have to say about that? Is this going to be in one of their broadcasts? Are they going to come out and pronounce on this in one of their annual meetings? Now, you might say, well, I know all the justifications that active witnesses may have because of this, none of which are valid. Don't try to justify the unjustifiable, guys. They'll come out and say, well, the governing body's not going to pronounce on this. That's not what they're there for. They're not going to talk about each individual witness. Guys, we're not just talking about any individual witness. Serena Williams is not just any witness. She's a star. She's a celebrity. She's out there in the public light, and thus whatever she does reflects on your organization and on Jehovah, right? The organization being so worried about that. They're so worried about bringing reproach upon Jehovah's name, bringing reproach, upsetting the peace of the spirit of the congregation, They're so worried about that. So much that 16-year-old, 17-year-old me got in trouble for playing a song, even though it glorifies Jesus' grace. Much less being on national TV, everybody knowing that you are one of Jehovah's Witnesses and fucking crip walking. Now, if you don't know what that is, I'm not going to tell you. I'm leaving that to you as homework. Since you Jehovah's Witnesses are so worried about the origins of everything, okay? The origins of Christmas and the origins of birthdays and this and that. Oh yeah, you're worried about the origins that are convenient for you. But you got to be across the board on that, not cherry picking. No. Go look up, go do some research for yourself where the Crip Walk originated from. What does it mean? Because it's become more commercialized now because of hip hop and rap videos and things like that. So, but it doesn't matter, right? If you're a witness, it's the origin. Is that bringing honor and glory to Jehovah's name? Is that giving a witness to people? Because at one time, if you did a Crip walk, you were identifying yourself with a certain group. Also, let's not just stop there. Look at the torch passing at the Olympics, which she also participated in. Where did that originate with? Who originated that? It wasn't always a part of the Olympics. It wasn't always a part of the Olympics, guys. But there was somebody, a world leader, the ruler of a country that instituted the torch pass and lighting the torch at the Olympics. But do your research, witnesses, because you're so worried about the origins of everything, right? So go look up where the Crip walk came from. Okay? And speaking of that, at the beginning of the video, for a white boy from Minnesota, wasn't a bad Crip walk I did, was it? Stacy didn't know what it is, but hey, some of us got a little bit more game. Some of us have a little bit more street knowledge. Even though I can't dance worth shit, but I knew a couple moves there. That's because the Crip walk commercially started to become recognizable, and it was put out there publicly during the 90s in hip hop and rap videos. You didn't see it before that because it was banned from publicly displaying it on music videos from the 80s and before that, because it started back in the 70s. It was invented in the 70s. That's all I'm going to tell you. I don't want to give it all away. Go do your own research. And then you tell me whether or not the governing body should be a little bit more vocal about this kind of stuff. Okay? Like I said, guys, I don't care. I'm just saying, according to your rules and procedures, congruency. Okay? We have to be congruent witnesses. We have to be congruent with what you say, what you preach versus what you do, right? And so, as I said, obviously, the governing body is not going to talk about every single individual witness's, trespasses and mess ups. But when it comes to a celebrity member that's out there in public, that other young witnesses, young people, young ones, are watching, and they're going to say, well, that's okay. Serena did it, right? So what's the message that you're sending out there, guys? Now, I know that a lot of witnesses with Serena Williams, the main excuse that they'll use is they'll say, well, when she got baptized, she came back to the truth, and then she got baptized. She already had contractual obligations, and you can't just drop those. Oh, really? You can't? Yes, you can. She's already a multimillionaire, number one. Number two, you can absolutely drop them. Yes, there'll be some legal issues. You have to pay some fines. But if you're following what Jesus taught, losing everything for the world and thus gaining your soul, or like Paul said, everything I lost is a bunch of trash. It's garbage. But I've gained Christ Jesus, right? I've gained everything. I lost everything in the world, but I gained it back. Now, when you look at, for example, the brothers, the apostles who followed Jesus, or Paul with his conversion, did Paul go back to the Sanhedrin? Did he go back to the synagogue for a little while and still took advantage of being a Pharisee because, well, I got to ease my way out of it. I can't just leave it behind. No. Boom. One day to the next, Paul was a Christian. Goodbye, Pharisee. Goodbye, privileges, power, authority. Come on, witnesses. Let's see a little fire in your belly. Let's see a little bit of conviction with those beliefs, with that faith. Okay? Because anybody else that did something like that in public, goodbye privileges, goodbye chance of getting named anything in the congregation, and a free pass right back to the second school or the back room with the elders to get a talking to. Okay? Because if you're a dedicated member of Jehovah's Witnesses, knowing that your baptism identifies you as one of Jehovah's Witnesses and his visible organization, you probably don't want to be doing a dance that will identify you as a gang member, as a Crip, as a murderer. So, just something, guys. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's bad. Okay, like I said, the meaning of it, if a person, in a video today, like she did, if they do a Crip walk, it doesn't mean they're a part of that gang necessarily. But a lot of people know what that means, and they're going to identify with that. And that's why you only see that in the world of hip hop and rap. Okay, you'll see Snoop doing it and all these other guys. Okay, because they were gang members or still are. Congruency. That's all I'm asking for, my friends. Okay? So, anyway, just wanted to put that out there for you guys. And thanks for supporting. Okay? All the ways that you can support the channel and support Cosette's cause. That's the only reason I monetized. Remember that, guys, because of my daughter Cosette and what's going on with her and the legal battle that I have going on right now. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And see you in the next CO visit.